Okay. Uh, Legs. We're making a quick pit stop on the way there. I gotta check my mail. But, yeah, I'll start describing the lift. I gotta just drive in my mailbox. Going to start with, there's a quad down there, right? Yeah, because we did hip thrust last time.
Yeah.
So our more quad focused leg day. So our main compound to start with is going to be quad focused. So squat movement. Ideally the pendulum, if it's not taken. Oh, would you look at that? At my mailbox. TV timeout. Alright. Mail is picked up. MOPU. Mail officially picked up. Uh, Mopu. Alright. So yeah. Pendulum squat. I think I'll jibber jabber a little bit about my methodology when I get in there about that. And then to finish our quads off, just gonna go right into leg extensions, and I might throw in some sissy squats in there. Who knows? Um, might even substitute some of the leg extension stuff for the sissy squat work. Uh, Quads you can be pretty simple with. Oh, dude, I've been stretching and it's been helping a lot, but I can still feel like if I don't sit right in my seat, my back will just,
That's
yeah.
I
So, I don't think my body likes being heavy.
above 240.
Dude, getting like mid to upper 240s. So, anyways, as I was yapping about, yeah, so quads you can be pretty simple with. You don't have to like overcomplicate it. You don't have to do like a squat movement and a leg press and leg extensions and sissy squats and like. Really, you could grow some pretty decent quads just with leg extensions. I mean, yes, you can get more complicated into it, but with the right amount of intensity and work ethic, in the end, if you think about it, like just because it's a bigger muscle, it's still pretty simple. It's like you can think of the quad kind of like the tricep for your leg. It straightens the movement, and yeah, there's all different types of things you can do for your triceps, but in the end, you don't need to do all of them. But at its simplest, just for some little variability in your training, you have a squat pattern movement. Low battery warning. That's great. Do you have a portable charger on you? Awesome. I might need to use that at the gym for my phone. But yeah, so squat pattern movement that you can try and modify to do a little bit more quad dominant, and you can get pretty quad dominant with barbell. Uh, One obvious or maybe not obvious advantage of machine style squat movements that the barbell doesn't have is you can get a little bit more particular with your foot placement and all of that to make it more quad dominant in the sense of, for example, you could almost turn a Smith machine squat into a sissy style squat by moving up where your feet are placed underneath you, or more so less underneath you. Whereas you can't really do that with a barbell squat because you have to maintain your balance. So there's only so much that you can do. That's not to say that again you can grow great quads with a free weight barbell squat, but you only have so much freedom in terms of how you're going to change up that movement. So yeah. So I like doing pendulums, and I'll explain my methodology when I get in there. And then leg extensions are just a very direct way to train your quads with low amount of systemic indirect fatigue on the rest of your body. And then the only benefit that a sissy squat is going to have over a leg extension is you're going to be able to train that rec fem of your quad a little bit better because you're going to be in a more lengthened position for the quad. But again, all of that stuff gets down to splitting hairs. And unless you're specifically lagging in like your rec fem, then you don't really need to worry about that. Could you benefit from it? By all means, yeah, but you know, don't struggle to see the forest through the trees. So keep your hand out of my frame. Matter of fact, lean that way. I'm joking. So yeah. Quads is going to be pretty simple today, and then gonna hit our adductors with the sus machine, and then gonna do calves, and then seated in lane ham curls. So yeah, that's about it. All right. I'm gonna turn off the camera so that I can play music, aka road rage, and yell at people as I drive by. I'll see you guys on the Pendulum, hopefully, if nobody's stealing it. Person next to me looks like they go to the gym. And I'm going to speed to make sure I get there before them so I can get the machine that I want. It's like when you pull up to a restaurant and you get out of the car and you see a couple that's like walking up to the restaurant and you're like, fuck no. So you speed walk and you leave your girlfriend who walks at like a mile per hour like way behind you in the dust, but it's okay. She's got pepper spray on her. She knows how to fend for herself. I need to worry about aggressively walking fast as fuck so I can get in front of this couple and put my name on the list. That way I get seated before they do because I'm hungry. And it's stuff like that that gets you optimal dietary status that people are missing out and staying small with. All right, anyways, bye.
I'll nod my head when to grab it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Silly Goose forgot to record the third set. I don't know what I'm doing. This is not comfortable to sit. So, yeah, did a drop set. Starting at the same weight. I went for like about 3-ish reps per plate with each group of that. Had to pull the plate off. I really don't remember what plate we went down to. I think it was 3. I don't think we went lower than that, but nevertheless. So, with these, because I meant to talk about these. So, my main goal to hit these is not improving my squat. I'm not trying to translate any of this strength like a barbell squat or anything like that. I'm purely trying to do this quad lift. So, what that means is I'm not going to sit up here. I don't know if you guys can see. I think you can. With my feet all the way up near the top of the platform. I'm going to try and move my feet as far down as I can with still having my heels ideally not come off the platform. So, you know, oh shit. Yeah, down here, I can come all the way down to depth and my heels are never going to come off the platform. Now, if I were to put my feet at the very bottom, I'm not going to be able to get that full flexion of the knee. Like, no matter how I try and sit in this, no matter how good my mobility is, my heels are coming off the platform. Matter of fact, let me make sure you guys can see my feet in the frame. All right, so as I was saying, down here, you know, if I have my feet all the way at the bottom of the platform, no matter how good my personal mobility is, I can't get to this full, you know, flexion of the knee joint and still keep my heels on the platform. Now, if you want, there's nothing necessarily wrong with performing this move with your heels coming up. If you're gonna do that, I recommend doing it almost similar to a sissy squat, in which if you wanna you're gonna lower the weight, but if you wanna let your hips drift off the back bed and almost sit into it, like a sissy squat. Now, ideally, you wanna keep your hips up even more. I'm just doing it like this because my quads are fucking burnt. But nothing wrong with that. But I'm doing this for more of a squat style movement, not just a sissy squat. So my feet are gonna be about, for me, a little below midway of the platform. And that's gonna allow me to get to full depth and still keep my heels all the way on the platform. And so, God. So the way I'm doing these today, I'm going for anywhere between like a 2 to maybe a 3 second negative. So 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. And I'm gonna try and sit in this hole. Now, you don't necessarily want to just let go of that tension on your quad and just rely on the elasticity of the knee joint and just sitting on your calves and hamstrings to hold the weight. You want to still keep tension in the quad. Like, that way, you know, you're holding this depth and you're comfortable in this depth with the stress on the quad and not just putting everything into your joint. And then just explosive contraction. So that's the goal, you know, good controlled eccentric, controlled time under tension in the hole and in the stretch. And full range of motion. All right, now let's go train non-optimally on the fucking leg extension. Come on. All right. I had a very uncomfortable cramp in my abdominals. I don't think I have enough salt or water in me today. So, hopefully that doesn't happen again. And in honor of that, we're going to be a little reckless and do a little class style training to failure partner run. So he's in charge. I have to do what he says. He gets to tell me when my set's done. I really hope my fucking core doesn't cramp. Maybe not this.
You're like just a little kid. Just one more. Five more. Come on. Three. Two more. Five. All right. Get to the middle and bigger reps.
Middle.
Yep. Let's go. One.
Right. Oh.
10 more. 9.
How many? 5?
5. Good. Good. Up. Down. Good. One more. Good. Up. Good. One more. Good. Down. 2. 3 more. 2 more. 1. 5. Good. Right here. Baby's at the bottom.
20?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. Further up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Low up. 5 more. Good.
Good. 2. 3. Good. Come on. 2 more. 5. 5 more. I'm gonna help you all the way up. I just want you on the negative. Lower. Come on. Good. 1 more. 5 more.
One more. What do you want?
Baby's in the middle. Let's go. I'm gonna help you out.
20?
20. 10 more. 1. Starting to do more cable.
All right. I'm still kind of like iffy, nervous, like feeling like my abdominal in the same spot is like close to cramping. So I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious with these. So I'm just gonna run them by myself. I'm not gonna have him try and throw more weight, because regardless of how strict and precise I try and be with my form, when you start really trying to push more weight, your ego at some point is going to take over, and you might start imperfecting the form. And so I don't want to do that today, especially just because I don't want to have that cramp feeling again. So.
This looks like you've been good. It's been good in spite. I lied. I'm just banging them out.
Who's gonna have sex on the boats? Who's gonna grab my log? Gotta callous your balls. More. Okay. I do not have a lot of battery left on the microphone, so I have to yap for as much as I can and then maybe switch over to my phone microphone. But, so, legs. Got it in, got it done. Only thing I didn't record was I think I missed one set of adductors, low on fuel, very nice. And obviously didn't record calves because no way, no shot in hell are you guys gonna watch somebody train calves when you're probably not even training calves yourself. Hello, water. Thank you. So yeah, so on that first set of leg extensions, had a fucked cramp. I sat on the floor for I don't know how long. So that really derailed the momentum of the lift a little bit. So, I mean, we were there for probably maybe like 3 hours, 3 hours. So obviously not like, ideal. Nobody wants to really be at the gym for longer than 3 hours. But, you know, just had some setbacks here and there during the lift. I feel like I'm blanking on what the other thing was, but I'll be honest. We almost didn't train with hamstrings because, in the end, it's our quad emphasized day. My hamstrings are really well developed, and if anything, my quads would need the most focus. I was like, we're gonna be here for fucking ever. Let's finish off. What's going on here? All right, let's finish off, quads and adductors and calves, and let's call it a day. I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, and that brings me to my talking point, something to yap about on the way home. So, callousing your mind. And yes, I know that's a David Goggins quote, and yes, I know there's become a lot of, joke and humor and satire around, the David Goggins, who's going to carry the boats, who's going to carry the logs, and all that stuff. Because, it gets so oversaturated. But putting all that stuff aside and just really getting down to the bare bones of the mentality of it, and there's value to it. And so, obviously, I wanted to stay and finish my hamstrings for the fact of I'm supposed to do hamstring volume today. I'm supposed to exercise and provide stimulus to my hamstring. And I don't want to miss out on that physical benefit. But more importantly, or maybe just as or whatever, but importantly, there's a mental benefit. Because you are establishing a better precedent moving forward. Because, I could have gone home after calves. It was a quad day, like I said, blah, 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 blah. And in the end, most people probably would. And most people would probably be like, yeah, that's valid, that makes sense to me. But here's the issue. Next day you have a fucked day or a lift that just doesn't go to plan, you have setbacks. It's going to be that much or however much, but it's going to be that much easier to reason in your head to just say, fuck it, go home. I had a shit lift last time, and, I ended up calling it early, so I went home. Sure, I'll call it early now. Whereas you make yourself stay, despite the fact that it's fucked. And, next time you have a fucked up lift, even if it's like, let's say today was your worst, most fucked up, most setback lift ever. Next week when you have a lift that's, it's setback, it's messed up, it's not as bad though. You're going to sit and tell yourself when you're thinking about going home, you're going to think, all right, well, how could I possibly go home today when last week I had such an awful lift and I didn't even allow myself to go home that time? So if I didn't even go home for that, no way in hell can I, excuse myself to go home to today. And you have that precedent moving forward, and it's building a mental safety net for yourself, slowly removing the ability for you to sell yourself short. And then furthermore, I'm getting home later than I wanted to. I got shit I want to do today. I want to do homework. I got meals to eat. And yeah, you could consider that there's going to be some value, some aspect of mental stress, or just, stress from, now I've got less time to do X, Y, and Z when I go home today. But I guarantee you, and again, within reason, if you spent 8 hours at the gym, then this statement won't be true, but, an extra hour at the gym, an extra half hour to just finish the shit you're supposed to do, whatever amount of strain or inconvenience that applies to the rest of your day,
is going to be so insignificant compared to the mental inconvenience and stress or strain that you're going to have going through the rest of your day, knowing, fuck, if I just stayed for 20 more minutes, I could have done my shit. If I just finished those last 3 sets, if I did that last 20 minutes of cardio, whatever it is that you have to, finish, you're going to feel so much better. And going through the last half of the workout, Lou and I were talking, I'm like, I don't want to be here. This feels like shit. I feel like shit, blah, 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 blah. And then once we finally just got it done, him and I both said, almost in unison, I feel so much better. I feel like shit physically. We've been here forever and all this blah, 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 but I did what I came to do. I did the hard shit. I did the shit I didn't want to do. And very rarely can I think of, aside from a fucking niche ass, specific context and situation, can I think of a time where you're going to have hard shit that you're supposed to do that you don't want to do, and you make yourself do it anyways, and you're not going to look back later in the day or the next day and think, and not think, I'm proud I did that. I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I made myself do it. I mean, hell. Can you really think of a time you're going to think, God, I wish I didn't finish that homework assignment. Man, I wish I didn't do the last 5 minutes of my cardio. Man, I wish I didn't finish that last meal I was supposed to have. Right? That's not what people regret when they look back in life. It's just not. And if you do, you probably have your priorities fucked up. If I'm gonna get a little judgmental, but if you cut short your time to do your homework or your time to spend with close, friends and family, or your time in the gym or whatever, if you cut short your time being put towards productive life goals that you have, to go do insignificant, meaningless things that are only providing you short-term value, like going out to the bar, you are more often, I would bet, going to look back and think, man, I regret dropping my fucking grade in that class that I need to do well in so that I could have had another night out at the bar. Man, I regret not being able to spend more time with my grandma, who I only get to see so often because I wanted to spend another 2 hours playing video games with my friends online. Man, I regret finishing my workout because I wanted to go home and go to a party. I don't know. That's just my philosophy. I think you will benefit yourself more in the long run putting time and devoting time towards things that are going to add long-term value. So if that's your schoolwork, your career, etc., if that's your physical health, your gym performance, etc., if that's a relationship with a significant other, that stuff is more often than not, I feel like, going to benefit you mentally and make you feel better than cutting those aspects short to pursue short-term, subjectively meaningless things. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, cool. We get chess tomorrow.
It's not Monday either. Like tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow might be at Planet Fitness. Who knows? I don't know. I don't have class tomorrow, so. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. We'll gibber. Oh, and just one last little tidbit. I don't want to sound like I'm, saying that people that choose to spend time going out, partying, or doing, short-term things like playing video games, there's nothing wrong with that. My philosophy is I don't think you should cut yourself short in other aspects to put that first. If you have the time and you make the time for it and it works out and you have the balance, by all means, enjoy your life, live your life. Just have a priority list, and ideally I prioritize the things that are long-term, I guess. So, all right.